Welcome to Spectrex. I wanted to do a video on how to stop spiritual attacks from entities. So you can have attack from someone else using a hex, using different entities. That's not really what this is about. This is about entities that are trying to attach themselves to you, such as mimic spirits. They typically appear as someone you may know, or shadow figures and stuff like that. I'll give you an example. Since I was in 7th or 8th grade, I had seen shadow figures, and I was always afraid of them, so I'd see them like almost every day. But I started to not be afraid of them, and I didn't give them any of my energy, and they just stopped. I have not seen one for about 9 months. So the best thing to do is just not give them any energy. If they are attacking you and trying to scare you, you're asleep and they're above you while you're asleep, you wake up and they're above you, stuff like that, just try not to get afraid. Even tell them you're not afraid. If that doesn't slow it down and you don't see any progress, you could bless your house using smudge sticks. That could be something like white sage and rosemary, white sage and lavender, rosemary, mugwort, stuff like that. Palo Santo, if you believe in Santeria, or Palo Mayombe or something. And if that don't work, the next thing you could do is try some anointing oil. If you don't have any, you can bless some oil and put frankincense and myrrh. That's what I did. Anoint yourself with it. If that don't work, the next step would be blessing some water or getting holy water and saying the Lord's Prayer over it and putting basil in it. That is a Greek Orthodox blessing, almost like using a smudge stick. I'd say it's more beneficial for some spirits, but not necessarily all. If that don't work, then that might be something pretty strong. I would suggest seeking out someone like a Greek Orthodox priest. I wouldn't really look for a Catholic priest, a Protestant priest, or anything like that, because those sects of Christianity don't believe so much in spiritual things. They just say, oh, that stuff's not real and whatever. I grew up in a Protestant church, and I would tell them about things that I had seen, and they would just blow it off like, oh, it's just your imagination or whatever. Which in reality, that's kind of pushing, like, don't give them your energy, but it's not what they're saying. But that would have been more beneficial for them to tell me than they weren't real. I'll give you one more example and then I'll end the video there. So, when I was in high school, the house I used to live in, every night when I would walk downstairs to go to the bathroom, I'd watch this old man walk from the dining room towards the bathroom, and he would just disappear. Eventually I seen a picture and realized he was my mom's now ex-boyfriend's grandfather who built the house, and he died in that room. So I would see him every night, and it would kind of freak me out. My mom asked them what they wanted and told them to leave us alone, and then they stopped. Typically, if they realize that you're no longer afraid of them, and that they're not going to gain any energy from you, they typically disappear. Now, if it's something else, like you have a feeling that someone cursed you, and they're using an entity to attack you, this may not necessarily work. I will do a video on that, but typically, for something like that, you have to undo the hex, which isn't the same as stopping spiritual attacks. Alright.